Welcome to another video about bows. Recently, about approximately 2 weeks ago, KTBIOM has asked if I could do a side-by-side comparison between the Cheonji and the Horn KTB2. Sure. Maybe you see my Cheonji has been updated a little. You can see here windings. I've did this because a small crack has appeared in the lower limb. Since I think this is only a cosmetic layer, I just added the winding with a thread on the upper limb as well, and now it's secured, it cannot come off. I've shot with this bow a few times, so it doesn't make any difference. So this is the update on my Cheonji, and the other update on my KTB2, Horn KTB2, is I have ordered a black string, and I've colored the string bridges in black. I painted the hoodies in black. Yes, that's it. So now I have the color scheme I wanted, and yeah, it's good as before. I had this Horn KTB2 with me during the Korean archery days a few months ago, and my fellow archer said, he doesn't like the angle of the dogoji. And I said, why? And I show you, the dogoji should have a much more aggressive angle, and I show you. Here you can see a scheme of a typical KTB, since it's done more than 200 years past. So you can see that every piece or section of the bow has a specific name. And you can see to this turning point, it's the Hanu Gum, then the Samsami, and to the turning point here. And then we have Dogoji. As far as I know, both sections call the same way, but we can see that we have here the string bridge, and where the string bridge is, we have an angle, so the ear going up, or the dogoji part 2 or whatever. I measured in this angle around 130 degrees. So I have now this metal piece, and I tried. It's nearly there, so this way. Yeah, you see it's nearly the same angle. And if I hold this now to my learning bow, you see that even that bow doesn't have this steep angle. And of course, none of the others has it too. I don't know if this now has changed somehow. Yeah. But clearly we can see that these two bows are different regarding the angle. So my learning bow, this one, has a more steep angle than this one, so more aggressive. With the Cheonji, it's like this. So it's a little more steep than the authentic KTB2. Maybe we can put it here, but not as much as my learning bow. Okay, so this is just a detail. Yeah, it doesn't make for me any difference with respect to the shooting. So they both shoot very nicely, and but it doesn't have the same look like this master here. When I pull the bow, you may see the difference in this angle here. Show it with the KTB2. You see? So if this is crucial to you, yeah, none of the bows have it this steep angle. The Cheonji a bit more than the KTB2, but even the Cheonji is not there. And my learning bow too. So I'll show you the learning bow. You see? Better, but not yet there. Let's continue with the specs and the materials. I read from left to right, and here you have the table, and I read it, so in case you cannot see the numbers, you know as well. Length, knock to knock, 50.5 and 49. Strung, 46.5 versus 46. Nominal strength at 31 inches, 30 against 40. A max draw, 32 versus 31.6. Brace height, 6 versus, and before the KTB had 5.5 with the original string, and with the string now it has 6.25. Arrow pass, 25.5 and 26.5. Weight, 370 versus 320. The weight was Dogoji to tip length, 8 versus 7. Handle length, 3.4 versus 3.5. Bending length, 39.2 versus 38.5. Ratio max draw is 0.63 versus 0.65. And now the materials. The cover at the back is, and now I go from bow to bow because this is easier. The back is birch bark. Varnish is not specified. I think there is, but I don't know what. We have in the structure fiberglass, carbon, wood, not specified either. And the glue, potentially epoxy. The handle cover is a sports grip. Arrow pass protection, there was none, just the winding. I have protected it with my self-gluing band. The cover of the belly is horn, and the string is fast flight. We have here at the hoodies leather, not specified either, and the cover of the string bridges is fabric. Yeah, that covers all. With the KTB2 we have birch bark as well, varnished with lacquer. The structure contains fiberglass, carbon, hard maple wood. The handle is cork. Arrow pass, rayskin on both sides. The tips cover is cowhide. The string bridge cover, sheepskin that I have painted. The cover on the belly is buffalo horn, so even the horn is specified. The glue isn't. I think it's epoxy too. The string is fast flight either, so as well. So we have now all the materials as well. The bow ears are not the same. The Cheonji has been crafted by the master Sun Yong Seo. If I pronounce it incorrectly, please forgive me. And for the KTB2, it's Master Kim Seok Yai. For the company Gwangju Gakgung. I'm sorry, I'm sure I have pronounced it incorrectly. Sorry about that. Yeah, And I felt the first drops, but let's continue for this bit. The strength of today, we measure at the 30. Oh, let's do it like this. Doesn't make any difference. 28 is here. Why don't you say so? Okay. So. 28 is 34.52. 34.52 and 31. 38.96. Okay. And same exercise with the KTB. So, 28 inches here. 38.54. And 31. 45.5. 45.5. Okay. Shooting. Sun comes out again. Nice. So this is the correct grip. Like this. Usually I take this finger away, but this would be the Korean way of holding it. The arrows have a weight of 400 grain and the spine of 500. This means we have here for this bow more than 11 grain per pound. And this is more than required, so best it would be 9 grain per pound. But it works somehow. I think I needed to shoot to a point more to the right and upwards. Right and a bit lower. So the draw is very nice and smooth. It builds up nicely, so it starts here and then going up, and yeah. So I don't reach stacking because I would need to draw further than 32. My physics don't allow, so I cannot reach the point where it's going to stack. So this bow is very good for me. Yeah, very nice. And the shooting feels very good too. Do I hear and still a few vibrations? Let me check again. This is just a very bit off. It's just oof. That's it. One. So it fades out after one, and that's it. So it's really not much. So the most eye-striking difference between the two is not only the angle on this dogoji, but also the rounded back of the KTB2. But apart from that, sure, they are very equally, because they should fit to the master KTB design somehow. So we can see that the length here is different, and this is what I've read. Yeah, so it's a bit longer with the Cheonji. We have a little steeper angle, but not steep enough. Yeah, so why do I like the KTB2 more? It's because of the rounded back. I think this looks like as if there would be sinew below it. Of course it isn't, yeah, but the horn bows have usually a slightly rounded back, normally. Yes, so this reminds me on the sinew. Of course there is no sinew in this bow. Yeah, it's not a horn bow. Yeah, this is what I like. And I like the ray skin. Now shooting. Show you the handle section first. This is what I also like, the cork. If you have sweaty hands, it's nicer to hold than the sports grip, but it has its advantages too. So the sports grip is easy to exchange. If it's got broken or cracked or something, you can exchange it if you know where to get the sports grip band. And this is nice. And you always have it firmly in your hand, even if your hand's getting sweaty. For example, if it's very hot, or you're somewhere in a contest or so. So for me, the cork feels very nice, but of course you don't have these points, so it can rotate more easily than with a sports grip band, but nevertheless, usually I don't have any problems with sweaty hands. But if you have, maybe the sports band is better. Here we have a little more than 10 grain per pound with this arrow. So even with this one, too heavy. Feels very good too. The draw is smooth, this way around. And I feel some kind of vibration too. But it's very short. And if you do your katra or khatra, or however you call it, there's nothing you could complain about. So the sound and vibration. 1, 2, 3, done. So longer with the Cheonji as compared to the Cheonji again. 1, 2, done. 1, 2, 3. So about 2 to 3 seconds vibration you can feel with this one. And the sound. So I hear something. So the sound is more dampened with this one. This is maybe because we have fabric with the Cheonji and leather and another piece of leather, maybe causing the sound. The sound is a little bit nicer with the Cheonji. Okay. So they're both very nice shooters, and you can be as precise with the one or the other, doesn't matter. Depends on you. And if you use always the same arrow, you get adapted to it. So I know that this arrow doesn't fit to any of these, but with the Cheonji I need to point a little bit different than with the KTB. And the brace height is here much lower, but this is no problem. It's only a problem if you have very long feathers. but the rest is very nice. This one's a bit off. And I show you after this shot. It spread a little, but hey, yeah, could be worse. So if you're used to the sports grip, this cork grip feels very smooth. Center shot. Sorry about the airplanes. So there is an airport close to us, and some days they fly every few minutes. Bad shot. Ooh. That's the problem if you don't focus. Shots are not good. So I show you. So, first and last center shots. The rest was talking and about playing and not doing proper jobs. Speed test. First the Cheonji. As you know, the grain per pound is much more than 9. And so I will calculate it then down to 9 grain per pound. So don't worry if the values are not that high now. 171. 167. 'Duplicated', KTB 2. 172. 168. Maybe I don't have a fast glide string here on this bow anymore. 167. I think so. So maybe this is not fast flight. Should have been more than this. Okay. Give it another try. $181. That's more like it. The ring is now turning. $163. $164. Fun attempts. Don't know how much. $176. Here's another. $164. This is too low, then this would be my fault. $176. Aha. $162 is again not right. 239. So I have the impression it's some kind of random values. We had 174, 174, 176, 176. So I make 174, 175, and 176. That's the best I can do in the moment. So shit. All right, evaluation of the speed test. So for the Cheonji, we had the original string, and the values for the 11.6 grain per pound were 171, 167, and 167, in average around 169. Calculated down to 9 grain per pound, it's 190 feet per second, which is very good. So with the KTB2, we had values with the black string between 168, 172, and 181. With the original string from Gwayoung company, I had 174, 175, 176 feet per second, in average 175, and calculated down to 9 grain per pound, it's 187 feet per second. So the difference is 3 feet per second, which is not much. Yeah, so equally fast, and it seems that it rains in a bit again. So speed-wise, they are equally somehow. Resume: side-by-side comparison of the Cheonji and the KTB2. So speed-wise, they are similar. Yeah, the Cheonji was a little bit faster today, but in the previous comparison, the KTB2 was faster. So it's my fault. Yeah. So how I pull, if I have accidentally a collapsing release, it shouldn't happen, but sometimes I'm under the impression that there is a collapsing release, and although it doesn't feel like it, but I see it afterwards. So if this was the case during the speed test today, then it could affect the one or the other bow. So it's around 187, 190 feet per second, and yeah, very close together. They're both fast. If we refer to the optics, I like the rounded shape of the back. I like the cork handle and the ray skin. I like birch bark, and I know that it can crack. But the angle here of the dogoji section is not as it should. It should point more forward, so more aggressive. The point should be somewhere here, where my fingertip is. But the rest is nice. The sound has changed due to the other string, and maybe due to the fact that I have added paint to this leather. So now it feels a bit harder than before, and this can also have an effect. Yeah, you hear there's a bit of metallic sound here, and I think this is coming from the string, I think. So in this case, a bit unfair, so I know that the bow has sounded nicely. The Cheonji. So there is no other vibration. It's a dampened sound, very nice, dark, beautiful sound, and it's dampened here due to the fabric. The Cheonji has the tip pointing more forward. This is nice, but also not there. And it has a flat back, which is practical if you want to stand the bow on the table. If this is something you consider, then you need to go for a bow with a flat back. The draw is very nice with both. With the Cheonji, the bow is, I don't know, 2 years old or 2.5. And a few months back I have seen this small crack here in the lower limb. For me this is no big deal, but for others it could be irritating. Yeah, and it shouldn't happen. Yeah, but it happened. So I don't know what kind of horn this is. From the color, I would think it could be buffalo horn, but it's not specified. The wood inside is not specified, so we have a few things that we do not know. What is inside the Cheonji? With the KTB2, we know very much about it. Materials are all specified, which is very nice. Yeah. If it comes to the shape, as I said, the tips should be here, not there. So the KTB is far too flat here. The Cheonji is a bit better, but even not there yet. Yeah, so if you can see it here. Yeah, it's a bit better. An inch or 1.5 inches better. But if I put the string bridges together, you can see the shapes are not the same. And they should be somehow equally. Yeah. The brace height is more like it should with this one, with the Cheonji, and a little too much with the KTB2. This is because the string is slightly bit shorter than the original, and then the brace height is a bit more. Yeah, but no issue. Yeah, now it depends on you which one you prefer. Do you go more with the optics or not? They are both very nice. The draw is very smooth. The vibration with the KTB2 was a bit more today, and Cheonji very less, nearly none. So yes, any questions left? If so, please ask me in the comments if I have missed something, but effectively you can have both in different strengths maybe. Potentially it's better if the bow is stronger for a Korean bow. So this is nominal 30-pound bow, and this is a bit critical. So 30 pound is a limit. Below 30 pound it's more difficult for the bowyer to produce, and this can be the reason why the horn has cracked here, because it's a very thin layer of horn. Yeah. Here it might be a bit more. So yes, so if you consider to buy KTB2 or Cheonji, I would go with 40 pound or more. And since you're a man, you consider 60, 70 pound. Yeah, so no worries about that one. The crack shouldn't happen, usually with a bow with 35 plus pound. Yeah, that's it. Both fast flight strings, they're both fast bows. The only thing is the optics and a bit of a shape. And yeah, that's it, and the sound a bit. But this depends on the string too. If I would put in here silencers, it would sound differently as well. But no worries, I don't put silencers into a Korean bow. Okay, thanks everybody for watching. I wish you a great weekend, and in case there are questions open, please ask me in the comments. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.